Hey, what's up, garden friends? Jeff here, Tropical Plant Party. How's everybody doing? Are you good? Better be good. Great. And here's what's happening today. Now, I had somebody ask me to make a planter for them to give to somebody as a gift. So, I'm doing that. This is going to somebody who owns a salon, and the style in there is pretty modern. So, I'm using this wood pot from Ikea, and I'm going to be planting it up with succulents. I already am dirty. Sorry. The reason for this is that, well, a wooden planter probably not going to hold up that great to a lot of water. So, succulents and cactus, probably the best way to go. This is what I have picked out to go in here. There's a lot of color, variation. I may not use this Echeveria just because, well, it's got some tip damage on it. I mean, I know that it's fine, but somebody who doesn't know plants would probably look at this and think that their plant was dying. So, I probably won't be using that. Conditions are a little too dry for this guy in here, and it got some tip burn. Happens. So I'll probably just be sticking with these three, and then maybe the Senecio Rowelyanus, have this come over the front, potentially. I do want there to be some open space so I can put gravel or perhaps some colorful moss in there. We'll see, but I'm keeping this simple. I have a layer of charcoal on the bottom here, and I'm using Espoma organic cactus and palm mix. That's that. So I've gone ahead, I put him in here, maybe might raise it up just a smidge. If I want it to be just below the surface there. Now I don't want it falling backwards. Alright, lifted that guy up a little bit, turned it a little bit, just so you can see better interest. This is going to be made so you're looking this way at the planter. It's not going to be something where you're looking at all different directions. Although, should it be? I don't know. I haven't seen where this is going. And then in the front, to the right of that cactus, I'm going to be putting this Echeveria Lola. I love the colors on this particular Echeveria. And Echeveria Lola stays a little bit smaller, so perhaps a little bit more ideal for this type of potting. This type of planting, I should say. And I'm making sure to go through and check the roots on these guys, because I don't want to give anybody anything that has something on it. I need to get in here and pluck out the old growth anyways. Get in there and pull that stuff out. You can see this was rooted in this pot so well. I mean, look at that. Man, it's going to be fun cleaning the dirt out of that rosette. Ugh. Oh, actually, that wasn't really too hard to do. Alright, now I'm just playing around with things a little bit. Because I think I'm going to put, was this Firestorm Sedum? Yep. I think I'm going to pull this into pieces and use it to go around the back. I was going to have it right here in the front, but instead I want it to kind of wrap around a little bit and give a little bit more of a background, so it's not, everything isn't so heavy in the front. One of the things that's awesome about these guys is that usually you can break them up into a whole bunch of different pieces without too much trouble. So from that I was able to get 5. I could have gotten more, but I decided to leave this one in a cluster, because I do still kind of want a cluster right here. Yeah, I think that'll do. I've already gone through and kind of dug out a small little trench for them back here. I think they'll fit in there alright. Get that guy right there. I went ahead and I twisted that one around so it's more visible from the front. So I think I'm liking this. I need to put more dirt back here to help hold those sedums in place. But overall, it's coming together nicely. Looks good. Now, I do have a gravel I'm going to use in here, or I might use the sand. I'll put the sand down first, and if I don't like it, I can put the gravel on top of that. But I still have these string of pearls here. And they're mostly rooted up okay. So I need to find their callous root ends and start putting them in the front. Or should I do one in each corner? I'm going to do it in the front. I'm just going through here, trying to work the dirt down around the Senecio. Looks fine. If he doesn't like it, he can pull it out. That's no big deal. Honestly, I think it looks really good with or without it. Senecios, when they start growing, when they take off, there's something about them that's very elegant. So that will, I'll try and straighten these out too. That'll help it look a little bit more tidy, I think. So now I need to make my decision on what to top dress this with. I'm either going to use a white sand or a dark stone. I'll go get them. Alright, okay, so tidied up the space a little bit. Really just easier for me to focus on how this is going to look if my area is clean. So, did that. So now I have the option of this white sand or these polished Mexican beach pebbles. I don't know. The pebbles are a completely different color. They're going to add contrast, but it might be too much contrast. It may end up being like sloppy contrast, as in clashing. I'm going to put the sand down first, because either way I want a layer of sand on top of here to work its way down into the soil, so I'm going to do that. Alright, here's the first thing I'm noticing with the sand. It does look nice. It's very pretty. Wintry, even. Extremely messy. I don't think this is something somebody's going to want to have sitting around in their salon. I mean, I'll give them a pipette so that they're not messing with it, but the dirt, that Espoma Blend dirt is so fine and the sand is so fine, it's mixing together. I don't really think that's going to look so great. Maybe white aquarium gravel, that might work, but I don't have that, so we're going to try this. What I'm doing here is, instead of covering the entire surface with the stones, I'm letting them stay spaced apart. I like the contrast a lot between these dark stones and the sand. And right now I'm pinching them underneath this Echeveria here because I prefer having stone between the soil and the leaves of my succulents. It helps create a barrier where they're not going to be sitting on wet soil, which can lead to rot. Especially if you're making these as a gift for somebody, that's a nifty thing to do for them. And sand retains moisture, so it's not, I mean, it's pretty, but not the most ideal top dressing. So really I just need to water this in now and I'm basically done. I put this one piece here that I'm thinking I'm going to take out, because to me that looks kind of like a tombstone, so bye-bye. But I do still want a stone there, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. I did have this reindeer moss here that I was going to work into this, but I don't think it needs it. It might look cool, you know, sticking in there or something like that, but it will retain moisture and could lead to rot if it's directly against the plant, so just to be safe, less is more. Alright, so that's all watered in. I did get some water in here into the Echeveria, so I want to make sure I take my paper towel and wick that stuff out of there, just so that it doesn't rot. There we go. It's actually kind of fun doing that. Yeah, but there we go, all done. I think it looks pretty neat. Simple, clean. Maybe I'll put a little bit more gravel in there. If I can find a white aquarium gravel between now and when the person needs to pick this up, then I might swap that out in there. And I'll probably throw a holiday pick of some kind in here, since this is supposed to be a Christmas gift. As well as care instructions. I really like the Firestorm Sedum. It adds a lot of contrast. It really works great anytime I work it into a planter. And for, you know, I think it's $3.99 for that pot that was in. You get about 6 or 7 plants. That's a great deal, and they regrow very well. They don't rot quite as easily as some of these other guys do if you attempt to divide them up if there's a lot of them in a pot. These guys reroot really quick. Same thing here with the Senecio Rowelyanus. Awesome plant, still a little bit tangly. I'm gonna see if I can't fix that real quick. Yeah, that's looking better. These guys, easy peasy. Everything in here should pair fairly well together, except the Echeveria really is probably going to want more light than this guy. So I'll be in touch with the person and we can swap things out and adjust accordingly if they aren't meshing well together. But his building, I think it'll work. I've seen it. The windows and the lighting and the time of day that this should be getting things, I think it should work out. But if the Echeveria starts to take off, if they start to go up, that means they need more light, then I'll bring him something else. We'll swap it out. Because really, these right here, your string of pearls, they don't typically like as much light as an Echeveria will. So, fingers crossed. I think it'll be okay, though. Alright, that's gonna do it. All done. You can follow me on Snapchat, Trop Plant Party, Instagram, Tropical Plant Party, and Twitter, Tropical Plant JC. I use Twitter more than anything. But I hope everybody's doing well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, comment down below. I love talking to everybody. Let me know what fun things you have going on in your garden. Are you making any gardening type gifts for people? But as always, everybody, keep on growing. Bye-bye.